FARP is forward area refueling point. So if you think about a gas tank, you can only go so far. Same thing with attack helicopters. What we do is we take the fight to the enemy. We're the critical link between the battlefield and the base. So what we do is we'll fly in a C-130 or C-17 for this matter, and we'll land just outside the battlefield, refuel the attack helicopters so they can stay in the fight, refuel, and then go home.
What could be done with 8 helicopters, 8 little birds, whatever it may be, can now be done in 4. They have that capability of being able to come to that midpoint, get the fuel, get the ammo, go back out instead of having to go all the way back out to their deployed location. So it's a pretty cool thing, honestly.
So there's I believe it's less than 50 of us Air Force wide. So we're a very small group, 1% within the 1% of POL, and there's only 5 bases that actually do what we do. There is 2 additional bases as well that are considered the ACC bases. With this being funded by AFSOC, but at an AMC base, we're going to be held to a higher standard because we're trying to please 2 MAGCOMs as well. So within the flight, you have to prove yourself not only as a POL troop, but what your commitment level is to the overall mission.
To be qualified FARP member, there's multiple training aspects that we have to do. It's a lot of time and money to get us fully qualified to kind of get us mission ready for anything that they may throw at us.
Last night was a phase 2, so that's a second step in learning what it is to be FARP, whether you're a loadmaster or a FARP guy. So phase 1 is going to involve you learning the classroom portion, learning about the different parts. Phase 2 is where you get to touch and see how this all works in a very slow and controlled environment. With that phase 2, we are training the Special Operations Loadmasters from the Sol 2 crew. Sol 2 involves aircraft that can only be moved by a certain person. They deal with very different world downrange, C-17 Special Operations, and so they have to be qualified on FARP as well. So we train the loadmasters, train the pilots, and train our FARP guys on what it takes to be a FARP person in terms of pushing the fuel through the lines, doing your leak checks, and just learning everything in a very slow and controlled environment. With us being FARP, we're going to be the subject matter experts when it comes to the FAM card or the basket. So we know when something's wrong, we know how to fix it, but in that phase 2 environment, we have to try and let the loadmasters sort of work it out themselves, because we might be out at the point refueling something and they're going to have to handle everything behind that point. So that training, it helps them work through the issues that we would normally take care of so that they know and have the confidence to do it as well by themselves. It's very rewarding, it's an amazing experience, and it's something that I'm going to cherish for the rest of my military career.
I've been able to travel a lot more than I guess the average POL troop would be able to. I've seen a lot of cool things, done a lot of cool things, so it's really just it's an adventure.